And today I'll be sharing a little bit more with you about the modules of direct point cloud colorization and format. Okay, our next module is called, as I said before, point cloud colorization. So this module is used after the point cloud generation and is used without the need of a full prior photogrammetric process. So one of the main advantages of this module is based on the management of occlusions. Occlusions in the point cloud are colorized by considering only the relevant part of the point cloud. So by directly colorizing the point cloud, a long photogrammetric process is really no longer necessary. So as I said, the point cloud is colorized with the images that give the best values, in contrast to the colorization with an orthophoto. So a 2D image is placed on a 3D point cloud. So instead of black uncolored holes, direct colorization allows to get a good data and a realistic colorization, even on steep walls within a very short time. So 3 important advantages of this module. The first one is that we are allowed to have much less side lap that increases the survey speed, right? So we can go from 40% side lap on photogrammetry to a 10% on a point cloud. So this really means a huge increase of coverage for a LiDAR survey. The second advantage I would point out is the processing time. So a point cloud takes a fraction of the time that it would take for a photogrammetry process. And the last advantage we have, we really see is the occlusion management that I mentioned before. So through this occlusion management, we can see below a structure using the angle on an image. So colorizing from an orthophoto means using only the orthophoto information. Bottom line, this module supports surveyors to identify and distinguish easier and better their zones of interest, right? So since it is done through indirect colorization, there can be confusing of colorization in the elements. Therefore, this module shows us a more accurate color of our data. So the real advantage, as I said before, is when there is a heterogeneous surface, such as buildings or tall vegetation and so on. The direct colorizations avoid this double mapping effect that sometimes can get into our data. So in general, this module makes you save time, since you don't have to, as I said before, it generates a full orthophoto to colorize, but it's done directly through the images. So if we take a look at how the process looks like, as you see in this slide, to the left, we have the indirect colorization, where we produce an orthophoto from the set of images and colorize the point cloud from this orthophoto using software such as Microdrones or Global Mapper or others. Some of the disadvantages that could show up from this method is that it can be a quite long process. And as we speak before, there is no occlusion management in this process. On the right side, you have a high-resolution orthophoto with a corrected value. On the other side, and the module that we are presenting today to you in our platform mdInfinity, direct colorization, it just refines the image of the EO file and uses, of course, direct colorization. So here is where you gain really a lot of time, and you have the advantage of the occlusion management. So you would only need to pay attention to the sensitivity of the EO quality and IO parameters. But this is really a great module to save time. So in this image here, you can see the result of our direct colorization model. So to the left, you see the uncolorized data set. And when we go to this next slide, we can see very clearly the effect of occlusion management, where all vertical points have the same color from what is on top of them. While in the right image, you see in the direct colorization tool, we have managed to have the proper color of each element that you can see below in the vertical elements. So just to come back to some applications, for example, mining is a great example of how to use this module. So this colorized point cloud that you're looking at can be used to visualize the geological structures and provides high definition 3D visual map of the updated situation in the mine. So the fleet management in a mines area often uses visuals in the form of photos to monitor the movement of excavators and trucks in the mine area, but photos without coordinate information will be stagnant. So really, data in the form of a colorized point cloud will provide many advantages in fleet management activities, because distance information can be obtained directly on a map with a more informative 3D visual. I would say mainly two takeaways. The reduction of time you get doing direct point cloud colorization makes you be more efficient. And one of the main advantages is the management of occlusions. So as I was showing you before, here you can see very clearly how this phenomenon has been considered in our algorithm, right, and in the development of this module to give you a more accurate colorization. And this way you can really improve the final deliverables you're going to have for your clients.